think our outtakes are going to probably be the best.
All right, let's check. Beep.
Slow
Sweet. Beep. Hopefully you guys can hear us. Hi, everybody.
Are we live?
We're not live.
But we're recording.
Yes, this is 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Hi, everybody. It's the Captain and Jason back. You know, the Tennille to my Captain.
Yes.
So we want to try and see if we can start giving you a little extra question of the week content. So we will hopefully be trying to get it where we can be debating last week's question before we give the reveal. And if we had tomorrow's question written, we would tell you, we would give you next week's question.
But it's so good, we don't even want to put it up there yet.
Exactly.
Or we haven't thought of it yet.
I haven't had a chance to take a shower yet in order to imagine figure out the question. Say what?
Hold on, you stay there. Keep going. So
anyway, this week's question that just ended is, who is your favorite vampire? Oh, by the way, the answer to last week's question before was,
I feel like I need glasses too.
Pancakes. Okay, which was surprising because, well, we expected pancakes to win. That was, you know, which do you prefer? It was pancakes, waffles, French toast, or joyless gluten-free?
Joyless gluten-free.
And so we were expecting pancakes to win, but we thought waffles was going to come in second.
Yeah, easily waffles.
Easily waffles, but no, French toast kicked its butt. We assume that that's because it is everybody's favorite food when the weather is inclement. Because as soon as they say it's going to snow, everybody runs out and buys the ingredients for French toast.
But waffles got them little squares.
Waffles just pancakes with little squares on them. Okay, anyway, question of the week. Who is your favorite vampire? Colin Robinson. This is one of the ones I voted for very often.
I voted for it a few times.
We have always met psychic energy vampires. Did we ever tell you about that? We actually had a customer who had a legitimate superpower, and it was sort of like it was sort of psychic energy vampire. This guy, very nice guy, by the way, but he unknowingly had this power that if he came in and if he was within a certain number of feet of you, you got this like super anxious feeling like you had just narrowly been missed by getting hit by a car. Like I don't know, it was some kind of way he vibrated or something, but you just felt like horribly anxious and dread. You know, it was very, very weird. And I wasn't alone in noticing it, you know, because sometimes if it's just me, well, whatever, lone wolf howling in the woods. But anyway, but other people, but we found a way to negate his power. If you introduced a baby within his sphere of influence, it immediately dissipated. You know, whatever. So it was very cool. But that was the first and only person I've met who's had a legitimate superpower.
Did you have like a fire extinguisher type case on the wall that just had like a baby,
just a baby
break in case of emergency?
Yes, we pressed the big button and then, you know.
Quiet down, baby.
So anyway, Colin Robinson, psychic energy vampire. We all have met many psychic energy vampires. Mavis from Hotel Transylvania. She got a.
That's who Mavis was. All week long, I forgot to ask who that was.
Yes, so yeah. That's Selena Gomez, animated Selena Gomez. Okay. Right. Or reanimated Selena Gomez. Do you see what I did there? They're undead. Okay. So if you're bit by if you're a vampire, you're undead. Do you have a ghost because your body, you still have unfinished business?
You can.
You can have a ghost?
You can. If
you because they did that actually on what they did in the chat. And they also did it in Bar Crawl of the Damned, I think, which is a great comic.
Bar Crawl of the Damned.
Bar Crawl of the Damned. Yeah, actually I have copies of it over by the office. Okay. All right, Laszlo Bat. He's
Jackie Daytona.
Jackie Daytona, also from What We Do in the Shadows, which is a great, great show. Yes. Now, we want Jackie Daytona. We want Laszlo and Robert Pattinson we want Robert Pattinson to be a vampire on that show too. And so when Laszlo goes Bat, Pattinson goes Batman, and then converts into Batman, which would be hilarious. Okay, Count Chocula. Count Chocula did a very respectable very respectable turnout. Jubilee from the X-Men.
Jubilee, Rob Sutton. Congratulations. Thank you for that vote because Rob was blown away because he did not know that Jubilee was a vampire at all in Marvel Comics. And it came from Victor Gischler's run on X-Men where if you know anything about that author is he writes a lot of vampire stuff. So that he was on the X-Men, it should have been a red flag that it was going to be all about vampires.
Was Storm ever turned into a vampire? Because I know she was sort of dating Dracula there for a while in an annual or something.
I think in the main comic she was, but she was turned back. But then there was a character called Bloodstorm that was in Mutant X, and then she was brought into the Exiles.
So if you ever read any of the Handbook of the Marvel Universes, they would always explain vampirism, that there was Ichor, which was some kind of thing that they would put into you or whatever, like that is, and that's what actually converted you and blah, 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 blah. And all I could ever just think of, because Rain Man had come out at the same time, is Ichor, Ichor, Ichor. All right, so anyway, Ichor. Okay. Nosferatu. He was also up on the board once as Max Schreck.
Yes, because...
But Max Schreck, wasn't that also the guy from the second Tim Burton Batman movie that Christopher Walken played? Wasn't that also Shrek?
Something like that, yeah.
I think it was Shrek.
Damn it, all right.
Okay.
Look that up and put
Max
it in the
Schreck
comments.
is also the most green ogre you could possibly have. That's actually Max Schreck.
It's... Shrek wanted to change his name, and that's the only one he spelled correctly.
All right. Spike from Angel. We had Angel and Spike up there, but Angel wasn't getting any love, so we needed more room because we had to put Colin Robinson up there.
That's right.
So
Colin deserves
Spike.
to be up there.
Dracula, or if you're a fan of Scrubs, Dr. Acula.
I like that the King of the Vampires and Colin Robinson got the same amount of votes.
Okay, Lady Gaga. Why is this up here, Jason?
For female vampirism representation, plus she was a vampire on American Horror Story?
Right, exactly.
But Joe and I got overrided while we stepped away from the counter, and Cody and Ethan put that
Yeah, and Ethan decided to put her specifically as Lady Gaga as opposed to her character name because he thought that was fun. But I'm reasonably sure Lady Gaga is a vampire.
Pretty sure.
Okay. Edward, the aforementioned Robert Pattinson.
People got viscerally angry that he was up there. Whatever.
He only got one
cares?
pity vote. Do I launch into my whole explanation of how you go from Dracula rocking the cape and everything in Transylvania to how it makes logical sense, evolutionary way that we end up with sparkle vampires? Or do we save that for an episode of How's That Work?
How's that work?
How's that work?
Save it for that. I will say that directly because of Edward, if you've ever read or if you've ever read the book or watched the show The Strain, which is about vampirism.
Guillermo del Toro, is that his?
Guillermo del Toro, I don't know if you wrote
it was
the
a
book.
comic. It was also a comic book.
It was a comic book as well, but it was a novel first, then a comic, well, novel, TV show, then comic, I think.
And then a breakfast cereal. Very odd. But then they based the musical, the
it's
Broadway musical, on the cereal and not the actual original stuff. Very odd.
Which angers people. But because they're so shiny and like beautiful there, like I can't remember who the author is, but he was like, I want to get vampires back to being like scary and like kind of gross. So that's what that is.
Okay. La Estate. That means the state
or the
in French.
Right.
Then in French, that was that the one that what's his name actually played? See, I have a diabolical plan here. See?
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Tom Cruise played, right? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
He did.
Okay, yeah. So my thing goes you from the rocking the Romanian to the Lestat vampires to the Twinkles Twilight.
There we go.
The Twilight.
To the My Little Ponies.
All right, Blade going to be played by
Mahershala Ali, but
and he made a brief audio cameo in Eternals.
In the Eternals with the Black Knight.
So he did some major representing here.
Without Blade, I don't know that we get the MCU. Without that movie, I don't know that we get the MCU. Because that was the first. That predates the X-Men movies.
Yes, that's true. Yes, but what was the first MCU movie? Modern age, not counting the Captain America serials.
Incredible Hulk?
No.
The first modern age?
Yes.
MCU movie. Captain America?
No.
I don't know.
That would have been the what's this one with Ned Beatty and Ronnie Cox, Captain America, but no.
Not the Punisher.
Who was the first character who ended up with first Marvel character with a movie? Again, post Fantastic Four, so post 60s. So we're not talking, like I said, Captain America serials from the 40s.
I don't know.
Howard the Duck.
Oh yeah. Oh God.
Ain't no way to explain him. Howard the Duck.
Was that Leah Thompson?
Can't contain him. Howard the Duck. Okay.
Oh my gosh. I completely have erased that movie from my memory.
Okay.
Matt would be so upset.
All right. Vampirella.
Theoretically not a vampire, an alien, correct?
I believe she's from the planet Dracula, but she's married to Dracula, so by now she's actually a vampire by marriage.
By marriage? I'm vampire on my husband's side.
Well, actually, They do that in Discworld. That there's the black ribboners, so it's vampires who don't drink blood anymore. Instead, they sing songs and everything like that. But there's a woman who's married to a vampire, so she starts affecting all the accents and everything like that. She starts doing cultural appropriation because she's married to one.
She's the Madonna of vampires.
Exactly. So actually, also, Discworld, if you've never read any of the 41 novels, are awesome by Terry Pratchett, and they're coming out with audiobooks of new productions of audiobooks with Peter Serafinowicz, The Tick. He was also Sundai Doodle Doddle Deedle in Guardians of the Galaxy. He was Ronan's son, or he was the cop who busted them and then was screaming for Rocket at the end when they were. Yeah.
He was the voice of Darth Maul.
Yes. So Peter Serafinowicz is going to be doing some of the stuff, and Bill, I don't know how to pronounce this, but it looks like it says Niggy.
Nighy. Bill Nighy.
Yes.
He
not
was
not the science guy.
No. Bill Nighy was on Love Actually, and he's the one that he's the aged rocker that like redoes a Christmas song and becomes the #1 hit.
Right, exactly. And they got a whole lot of cast of them. So these are all starting to drop on April 28th because most of the other previous audiobooks have disappeared.
Be there.
Actually, I will. But that's where the captain will be listening to everything. And then we come to The Count. All
right. Yeah.
I had what was my bad Muppet joke I had the other day? I had something about.
Oh no.
There was some joke or whatever. So let us see. The Count, very popular here. All right. So let's see what we hear. We got Colin Robinson with 6. Mavis just got a pity vote. Laszlo, I don't think enough people knew
who Laszlo was.
Laszlo's great. You should also watch Toast of London with the same what's his name? Something Matt Berry.
Yes. Yeah, Matt Berry.
Yes, I can hear you, Clem Fandango. Okay. Google Toast of London Clem Fandango. Okay. Count Chocula with 8, so he's beating Colin Robinson and Dracula.
Yeah.
Okay.
Count Chocula.
Count Chocula.
I love our customers.
Jubilee only gets a single vote, and Edward only gets a single vote. Lady Gaga gets the 5. Okay, Dracula gets 6, tied with Colin Robinson. Spike gets a 3. He's tied with Laszlo. Nosferatu edges out Colin Robinson and Dracula, coming in just barely behind Count Chocula. Lestat gets 4, which I think is still embarrassing. Blade, 5, 10, 15. Blade's our contender.
Blade's the winner so far.
Vampirella, she's in the Spike and Laszlo territory. And let's see here. We've got the count. 1, 2, This is going to take a while, people. 3, 4,
We're committed to this.
5. Let's do another 5. A second group of 5. So 5 plus 5 is 10. And then another 5. 15. And then 16. I'm starting to feel like Pee Wee Herman. And 17, the count is the winner! Yay!
When we asked for a list of vampires, somebody said the one from Sesame Street, and somebody goes, he doesn't count. And I said, no, he most assuredly does.
Let's see, while we're doing bad jokes. Let's see, not to brag, but I made 6 figures last year. I was also voted worst employee at the toy factory. Okay. Six figures. Okay. So that is question of the week. This was a long one. I don't know, what are we on, hour 20? Minute 20?
The marathon.
Oh no! Is it recording?
Why?
I don't see the numbers. Oh, it is. Oh my God.
It's okay. We can redo it
for a second there. Sorry, guys. I did this once before where I didn't record, so. All right.
Hopefully we will be doing a regular question of the week one to fill you in on either the upcoming question or our discussion of the previous week's one. My vote would be for Colin Robinson or Laszlo. I do have a soft spot for the count, but if you have not watched What We Do in the Shadows, either the FX version or even the original with Taika Waititi
and the what's the other guy's name?
Jermaine Clement.
Jermaine Clement, yes.
Yeah, so.
All right.
Boris the animal.
That's right. That is the question of the week. We will try. Oh, let's try and do this maybe again on Friday while the question's still up there, so people can kind of vote before. And we'll
Maybe,
before
yes,
we,
but always check out Facebook to see. Don't forget to subscribe and to like. Do I really have to start saying that again?
Yeah,
I feel
subscribe
so
and
young.
like.
It makes me feel so young, like what the kids are doing. I'm sure this is like about to be 8 years out of date, and nobody even does this anymore.
No.
Should we be the twitching or TikToking? I don't
Right.
understand.
We're gonna be twerking soon.
Yeah, is that even still a thing?
It's not.
All right, so we'll have to come up with whatever the next one is.
Oh God. I hate to think.
Yes.
All right, everybody.
Guy, is Jeff Bridges who's the other one?
Kurt Russell.
It's been a long time. Kurt Russell!